you hear about that company, the one that accidentally emailed everyone's credit card details out to the wrong mailing list?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, talk about a PR nightmare.
Yeah.
And a very stark reminder, I think, that in our digital world, privacy is more important than ever.
Absolutely.
And more vulnerable, it seems.
Yeah.
So that's where we're diving deep into New Zealand's Privacy Act of 2020 today.
Right.
Think of this as your crash course on navigating the digital landscape without ending up on the front page of the news, or worse.
Exactly.
And
you've handed us this act.
Yes.
Which we know can seem like it's written in a secret code.
Yeah.
But we're here to decode it with you.
That's right. We're going to break down the most important parts of this act, no legal dictionary required, and hopefully give you some actionable steps to protect your information along the way. So no more blindly clicking agree on those terms and conditions then.
Well, you could keep doing that.
Okay.
But after this deep dive, you'll be equipped to understand what you're actually agreeing to, or better yet, know when to walk away.
I like it.
Yeah.
So this Privacy Act, it's like the digital world's rule book, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But instead of just telling us what not to do,
right,
it also lays down some ground rules for how companies, organizations, they use the word agencies in the act.
Yeah, they do.
Should be handling our personal info.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You've got, and at the heart of it all are these 13 principles.
Okay.
They call them the Information Privacy Principles, or IPPs.
Right.
Now, don't worry, we won't go through all 13.
Okay, good, yeah.
Stick to the ones that pack the biggest punch in our everyday lives.
Okay, so cut to the chase. Which IPPs should we be tattooing on the back of our hands? Metaphorically speaking, of course.
Well, I wouldn't recommend the tattoo route.
Okay.
But you're going for maximum impact.
Yeah.
Focus on IPP3 and IPP6.
All right, IPP3 and IPP6 it is.
Okay.
Lay it on me.
So IPP3 is all about collection from subject.
Right.
What this means for you is transparency.
Okay.
Let's say you're signing up for a loyalty program at your favorite store.
Sounds harmless enough.
Right. Sounds harmless enough.
But
buried in that wall of text, they call their terms and conditions.
Mm-hmm.
It says they're going to share your purchase history with their marketing partners.
Oh.
Not so harmless anymore.
Yeah, that's so much.
IPP3 gives you the right to know exactly what data they're collecting, why they need it, and who they plan on sharing it with.
Okay.
Before you hand it over.
That makes sense. No more blindly clicking agree just to get my loyalty points.
Exactly.
So what about IPP6?
IPP6 is your access to personal information card.
Okay.
Essentially, it gives you the right to see what information an agency holds about you.
Right.
You can request access, and they're obligated to show their cards, so to speak.
So it's like having the right to peek behind the curtain.
Exactly.
Well, I get it.
And if what you see isn't accurate, that's where IPP7 comes in. Correction of personal information. You have the right to ask for corrections if something's wrong, missing, or misleading.
That's reassuring. It's like having your own personal information editor on call.
Exactly.
But this whole agencies thing, it feels a bit vague.
Yeah.
Who are we really talking about here? Okay, so we've talked about agencies having all these obligations under the Privacy Act, but
who are these agencies in the real world? Like, who are we talking about here?
It's broader than you might think.
Okay.
It's not just government departments.
Right.
Although they definitely fall under the act.
Right.
We're talking about any organization,
okay,
big or small, that handles your personal information businesses, local councils, even some community groups.
Wow.
Basically, if they've got your data,
yeah,
they've got responsibilities.
So that online store I bought those shoes from last week,
yeah,
they're an agency.
They are.
That quirky cafe down the road,
yep,
collecting names for their Wi-Fi hotspot,
yeah,
agency too.
Agency.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And that's why these principles matter.
Yeah.
They set the standard for how your information should be handled, no matter who's handling it. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Speaking of things being mishandled,
yeah,
what about those notifiable privacy breaches you hear about these days?
Yeah.
Those always sound kind of ominous.
They can be serious.
Okay.
A notifiable privacy breach basically means an agency has messed up.
Okay.
They've lost your data. Someone's hacked their systems.
Right.
Maybe an employee accidentally sent your personal details to the wrong person.
Yeah.
The point is, it's a security slip-up that could put you at risk.
And that's where the notifiable part comes in.
Yeah, the Act says agencies can't just sweep these things under the rug.
Okay.
They have a legal obligation to tell both the privacy commissioner and the people affected that's you as soon as they become aware of a serious breach.
So no more hoping that nobody notices?
Not anymore. They need to be upfront,
Yeah.
about what happened, what information was compromised,
Right.
and what they're doing to fix it.
Okay.
And those notifications, they have to be clear
Yeah.
and easy to understand,
Good.
not buried in pages of legal jargon.
That's good to know. But what happens if an agency doesn't own up?
Right.
Or what if you just feel like your privacy has been violated? Like, it can feel a bit overwhelming to know what to do.
Yeah, I get it. It can feel intimidating to take on a company or organization.
Yeah.
But you're not powerless.
Okay.
The Privacy Act gives you options.
Okay, good.
If you think an agency has dropped the ball,
Yeah.
your first step is to contact the Privacy Commissioner.
So they're like the referee of the privacy world.
That's a great way to put it.
Oh.
They investigate complaints. They can mediate between you and the agency to try and find a solution.
Right.
And if that doesn't work, they can even take the case further.
Okay, so we've got the privacy commissioner in our corner.
You do.
Any other options?
But there's also the Human Rights Review Tribunal.
Okay.
This is a bit more formal.
Yeah.
It's where you can take legal action if you believe your rights under the Privacy Act have been breached.
Right.
They have the power to award damages or make legally binding orders.
So not just a strongly worded letter then.
Not quite.
Okay.
It's about making sure there are real consequences for those who don't take our privacy seriously.
I like the sound of that. And I'm guessing the privacy commissioner's website is the best place to start for all the nitty-gritty.
Absolutely. They've got tons of information, from how to make a complaint to understanding your rights in specific situations.
Awesome. Consider it bookmarked. So as we wrap up our deep dive into the Privacy Act, we hope you're feeling a little less like you're navigating the digital world in the dark.
Yeah.
You've got rights, you've got options,
Absolutely.
and you've got the knowledge now to make informed choices about your personal information.
You do?
Who knows, maybe next time you see that agree to terms and conditions button, you'll actually click through and read what you're agreeing to.
I hope so.
Or, just give us a shout and we'll be happy to decode it for you.
Absolutely.